All right, say it with me. End of the week, end of the day, end of the show. That means it's Friday night at the movies, and there is a sci-fi adventure coming out that's getting a lot of buzz, I understand. Arise News contributor and editor-in-chief of ShowbizCafe.com, Jack Rico, is here to review that one.
Great to see you.
Hey, good to see you. Happy Friday to you.
Thank you very much. And like you said, that movie Interstellar is getting a lot of buzz.
Getting a lot of buzz. And I happen to know, little birdies have told me you're very excited about all these movies. So
yes, this is probably one of the best weeks for movies, just for people just to go watch movies. And Interstellar, I could tell you right now, this is one of those blockbuster films. It's probably the most awaited film of 2014. It's that movie that really sort of explores those questions that we always sort of wonder when we were kids. What's inside a black hole? Like, if you go through a wormhole, where would it lead you? So Christopher Nolan, the director of the Dark Knight trilogy, basically said, well, listen, why don't we just put those theories to the test? And obviously he gives you a human narration of a father who has a moral conundrum. Does he stay on Earth taking care of his kids, but the Earth is about to die, or does he go into space and try and save humankind?
Okay, let's take a look at a little of Interstellar.
This world's a treasure. It's been telling us to leave for a while now.
Your daughter's generation will be the last to survive on Earth. You're the best pilot we ever had. Get out there and save the world.
Everybody ready to say goodbye to our solar system? To our galaxy. Here we go.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie this ambitious. I think if you have to see this movie, you have to see this in IMAX, because Christopher Nolan shot most of the scenes in 70 millimeters, which is about 2 stories of a projection screen. When it comes to just scope for the technology, the CGI that this man imagined in his head to put on screen, it is breathtaking to see this film. It is a true film experience like I've never seen. But there are some problems with the film, and those problems are mostly at the end. 3 things. 1, the dialogue becomes way too scientific. Once you can't,
I like that.
Yeah, but once you can't follow a story's narrative, then it becomes a little muddled. Secondly, there's a cameo appearance by a certain actor, which I cannot reveal just for the surprise of the film, that almost is jarring. It almost makes you laugh for a woman's like, wait, what's he doing there? And then thirdly, the final ending, the resolution of this film, is so fantastic, is so imaginative that I think it actually backfires, because it's either incoherent babbling or it's just visionary, and in 20 years we'll be able to appreciate the visionary of it.
My goodness.
So it's one of those films that you have to go see whether you like the ending or not, just so you can say, I saw it when it was in theaters.
Okay, number 1, you just completely nerded out.
I did. I was a little bit of a geek at that moment, right?
And number 2, let me ask you this, and then we'll move on to the other movies. But clearly you love the special effects. Does the storyline live up to that?
The storyline lives up to it. It's a 3-hour film. It feels like a 2-hour film, but the first 2 hours are just fantastic. They're engrossing, it's riveting, it's absorbing. It's just that ending. Oh, that ending.
Okay.
That's the one that you have to really sort of think for like a good week of what it meant.
You convinced me, sold. All right, moving on to the next one, Big Hero 6.
Yes, this is the first time that Disney and Marvel Studios are getting together to make a movie. You know that Disney bought Marvel. It's one of the biggest brands, and it's the one that's give us all the superhero films. So it was always very interesting to see what they would do together, and I think they've just created one of the more well-crafted animated movies of the last perhaps decade. Not at the level of Toy Story 3, but the animation, the swept, the breadth of what these men have done with animation is just fantastic. So it's about a boy whose brother dies, and he gets a group together of kids to create this sort of Avengers superhero kids trying to fight off the bad guys.
Okay, let's take a peek at Big Hero 6.
A man in a kabuki mask attacked you with an army of miniature flying robots.
Microbots? Baymax, tell him.
Yes, officer.
Microbots?
Yeah, he was controlling them telepathically with a neurocranial transmitter. Come on!
I am not fast.
Yeah, no kidding! Go, 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 go!
so Mr. Kabuki was using...
Look adorable.
It is adorable, and if you're looking for a family film this week, you have to go see this. It's going to be nominated for one of the top 5 Oscar slots in 2015, but what I truly appreciate about this film and about Disney is that they happen to make movies that are spectacles, yet they're such sentimental, emotional pieces that you actually really just leave there with such a big smile on your face, and this one definitely does that to you.
So am I going to cry? I just want to know.
You are going to cry because it deals with grief and those things that little kids, probably aren't used to.
Yeah,
but,
Disney always does.
They always
from
do that.
Bambi on.
Toy Story 3.
Yeah. All right, okay, let's get to the last one, The Theory of Everything.
Stephen Hawking, of course, you know him. Most people don't really know the sort of backstory on his life, and they decided to put this in a biopic. Beautiful imagery, and they really get into how he came up with a lot of the scientific theories, but also really at the core is about the divorce he had with his wife.
Okay, let's take a look at a little bit of The Theory of Everything.
What if I reverse time to see what happened at the beginning of time itself?
Wind back the clock.
Wind back the clock?
Keep going.
I don't know how.
Yet.
Keep winding.
Where to?
All right.
The movie could have been better if they would have sort of targeted the inspirational aspects of Stephen Hawking, a man who's handicapped yet deciphered the great secrets of the universe, but it got so much into the melodrama of his divorce and his romance that it got a little bogged down, and so I wouldn't necessarily recommend it as the best movie of the week.
All right, Jack Rico, always great. I'm going to see Interstellar 6 for sure. Interstellar. All right, thank you so much. That's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for being here with us. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back on Monday for another edition of Arise America. Bye-bye.